Hi, I'm Kass, and since 1991, I've been a very passionate fan of the Proteas in South African cricket. And after this World Cup campaign, I thought, why not get some fans together and find out just how devastating it's been to deal with the South African cricket loss. I mean, to exit a World Cup in the fashion that South Africa have has been heartbreaking. And a couple of fans have reached out to me on social media. So I've gathered 6 of the best fans to come join me for lunch as we watch the last Proteas game at the World Cup and find out from them just how they've been dealing with their pain.
Hi, my name is Peggy, the #1 fan of the Protea Fire. It's been the longest time. I started watching cricket while I was very young. Also, I think primary school and high school influence for it.
Cohen Samuels, one of the leading Proteas fans. Can I call you a leading Protea fan?
Call me that, yes. Well, 6 of the 6 in Johannesburg.
Hi, my name is Valencia Sishweni. I've been a cricket fan since my brother was playing for his college. That's how I got introduced to cricket.
My name is Russell Reniger. I've been a cricket fan since '92. So growing up with my older brothers, watching B&H Day Night Cricket, Adrian Caper, all those guys. I've been a lifelong fan since. Love the game, passionate about it. Currently a cricket coach, so that's how much I'm passionate about cricket.
My full name is Londanani Komona. People call me Londi for short. At Mr. Lons on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, WordPress, wherever, Tumblr, Mr. Lons, you'll find me. Been a cricket fan, I would say, for approximately 18 years, 19 years, early 2000s, that's when I started following cricket. I'd say I taught myself the game, and yeah, it's been a ride.
For the first time this year, I told myself I'm going to get the gear. Every match, I'm on top of it. I'm going to wear my t-shirt. First match, I was like, okay, it's going bad. It's fine. We'll recover from it. It's been just a downhill ever since. A lot of emotions. I'm disappointed in the team because we were doing so well before we left and everything. I just expected us to do better because I know we've got capable players. We could have just pushed a little bit and just maybe even make it to the top 5. Even the semis, I'm just saying.
I'd say horrible is an understatement, Kass, to be honest. I wrote something about 9 years ago about the Proteas, briefly. And what it outlined was a bag of mismatch, guys who didn't understand their roles, guys who didn't have roles, and it's still continuing today. You find that you look at the selections, you have guys. Are we going to name names? Top names? Let's say. You've got guys, Hash. Hash has been under a lot of stress. Should Hash have been there? Probably not. But you've got Visa, who probably was your best performer in a slot where Hash was taking up a spot. Middle order. It hasn't performed. David Miller's been picked time and time again. JP. I don't know what JP's role is now. Has KG received enough backup as a bowler? No.
It really pained me because I was really looking forward to the World Cup since the beginning of the year. Even my friends even knew my schedule for this year, this holidays that I'm going to be watching cricket. Every game, from the first game on the 30th of May. And then I expected them to do very well. From the first game, I said, okay, they'll pick up. And then when the games went on and on, I started to lose hope a little, but I had another hope too. Then I started to see that, okay, I have to just admit that I'm hurt. And that is hurting the way their performance are going is not really good for the country.
It's been tough. To be fair, South African fan through and through, but my expectations weren't there going into it. Nonetheless, it's been painful to watch. You want your team to do well. You want the guys to, regardless of all the selection criteria and everything. It's been hard to watch. And it does hurt. Not as bad as your 99s, your Australia 22 of 1 or 21 of 1. But it cuts deep.
It's just. I'm used to this, you know. I feel like a victim. I feel like a victim.
The AB de Villiers story story was a massive story. Do you think it affected the campaign?
I think it did. Because look at it. Also another thing, I just think the story should have not even been brought up. It should have not even made it to the headlines. Because somebody like me, I've always looked up to AB to be a Protea Fire supporter. And also again, I think it has bashed out his good career with all of that's coming out. We also probably don't even know the meat and gritties of the story, but I think it has killed a bit of his image. I would have expected him at least maybe to be dropping his bat now after the tournament. I'm still mad at him for retiring very early. And number two, also the story, of course, I think because you've got the camp itself, I think some of the people are probably divided about how he went about it with his retirement and how he also wanted to come back, but when he comes back there's still conditions on which matches he still wants to play. Because my thing is, if you're playing for your country, it should never be second choice for you to make demands. You called up, you wear your t-shirt, you come onto the field. Because he's a great player and he's got a good vibe. So it would have probably, as much as we're not doing well now, I think a little bit of him would have pushed the team to be at a better position than where we are. Not taking anything from the guys that are there, but I just think somebody of his nature, somebody of his caliber could have just helped the team to do better than what we're doing now. So yeah, I'm still very mad at him.
You should have stayed at home. Should have stayed where he was, stayed in his corner. To a large extent, I get what AB may have been trying to do. He may have had a moment where he realized he could help. But I think the way that it happened, the way that he always put our team, or CSA handled it, just came out wrong.
When the story came up, I got surprised. Okay, like, okay, here's AB de Villiers, so what to do now? But then my thought was, it wouldn't have been fair to the players that were there in the Cricket World Cup that were selected, because who was going to be sacrificed, who was going to be taken out of the World Cup for him to play. So I think all those people just needed to have hope in those people that were in the World Cup and not want to sacrifice anyone. A little hope in them would be fine.
Definitely. Just the timing of it all, how it happened over the last 12 months, 18 months, however long it's been. And I don't think we recovered from that. Just the whole, you look at our batting lineup, top 6, there hasn't been settled. And all those things, if we don't have those things going into a World Cup, and you could see the months leading up to it. So the AB thing, it's just also, again, it's just been a trend that it's been hard to watch. And we haven't handled it well from top to bottom, and you can see it through the fans, through the media, social media.
I wouldn't say it was that much destructive for the World Cup. I think it was just a step in our hearts as fans, you know. I think we've really been forgiving with AB. I mean, not just AB, even guys like Amla and Stein and all of them.
I think players, selectors, even the federation itself, the whole organization itself, because I think our selectors also failed us. Why were we taking injured players to the tournament? Like, no offense, Dale Steyn, the best in the business, but I feel he should have not made the cut. Also Ngidi, the pressure, also the injuries, also at one stage, I think he should have not made the cut. We should have at least tried to build up the team from the previous tournaments that we have had at home, then created a squad from it. So I'm blaming the players also. They knew what was at stake, because a lot of them are not going to make it to the next World Cup. They could have done better. Our selectors failed us. Some of the people should have not made it to the tournament, because I feel it was a favor of people still trying to be loyal to certain players, like your JP, your Amla. You want to give them the last shot before they hang out the bats. But yeah, so everyone is to be blamed. And I still haven't even heard one of the players taking accountability for it. But their body language is showing that they're disappointed. They also had the same as everybody else.
People say it starts with the captain. I think it's a collective thing. I've been really disappointed with the coach. I've been disappointed not only with the selections, which from what we've heard is a collective thing between coach, captain and the selectors. If we use an example, Faf is a captain who likes fun football, and I've seen that since he had to take over the captaincy when AB got injured. I've not seen any of that in this World Cup. Every other captain in this tournament seems to look good other than Faf. That's not, to me, what he naturally brings as a captain. You see him in his post-match press conferences, he looks down. The coach seems to try and sort of put himself out of anything in terms of responsibility. It's always the players. He was England coach. He was one of their bowling coaches. Surely he should have been able to provide something in terms of insight, even a little bit more behind the scenes information around what the conditions are like. We've won. I don't think we've won this many tosses in games. We win the toss and we seem to be making the wrong decisions each time we have to bat the ball. That can't only be the captain's responsibility when you've got a coach who's coaching in it.
Who's to blame? I think maybe even starting from the management, we can't just focus on the players only. From the management, because maybe the core of the problem comes from the management, the coach. We just need to look up those people, not only the players. That okay, this one was not performing, this one was doing this and that. We need to look at beyond that, from the management. Well, how's the management managing the team?
I'm a firm believer it has to start at the top. And you have to take responsibility because that's where a lot of the decision making takes place. But again, right through from selection, all of the board, CSA, through your coaches, players, but it has to be up top. We've known so many things going into this. We're not settled, and what gets me is what's been the decision making process in all of these things. How do we let an AB go? How do we pick players who are injured and all those sort of things? And as a fan, it's hard to watch because you want the Proteas to do well. It's not like we minnows and yet we 3 games into the World Cup, 4 games into the World Cup and we're out. So there has to be changes because we're giant in the cricket game and we're not showing that.
It's shared responsibility, I would say, from the selectors, the coaching staff, the players. For example, if you look at a player like Amla, I mean, he's contributed a lot to the game and he's earned, let's say, a right to play for the Proteas. But then again, like, it seems selfish because he knows that he's earned that right. But it will appear selfish because if you know that you're not in good form, you're not in a good state of mind, even things like personal stuff which have been shared in the media about what's been going on with his family, I mean, leaving the domestic team. So I feel like it has been selfish from Amla in that regard. I mean, even other players, like JP, hasn't been doing well. Like, walk away. You've contributed, it's okay, From coaching staff, you want to make the hard decisions, like, Amla, you're a big name, but we have to, put you down, So it's shared responsibility for me. I think everyone has to own up.
The minute we come back, we need to go back to the drawing board. Start building a team for the next World Cup. I think that's where we need to start. Leadership, do I want it to change? Maybe need to give Faf a little bit of a sit back this time around. Build up from our young players, your Kagiso Rabada, your Quinton de Kock, your Malcolm, and then just try to have a steady team that we know this team is ready for the next World Cup. So let's start the World Cup campaign the minute we land back at home and start building for the next one. I think that will do us great. It will try maybe build the team back from the disaster that just happened.
It's not a quick fix. And for me, I'm looking at the moment, under 19s are playing at the moment. It's tough to see them lose as well. But again, I'm asking, what are we doing to develop our players? And I'm a big believer in the mindset. How do we approach the game? How do we, we've not scored 100 in the World Cup. So it's our approach to building an innings. Our top 6 just looks horrible. So for me, it has to start on the junior level, coaching the coaches, teaching the guys. Our players have the talent, they have the skill. But I think for me, the big thing is the mindset. You look at our players at the World Cup currently, and we just look dejected, down. There's no sort of confidence. And it's how we approach. We lose the opening game, okay, let's regroup. What do we need to do? So for me, it's the mental side of things. You can't just go on and bring someone in 3 weeks before World Cup and say, okay, let's work on the mindset of the players. That needs to be done from your high school level right through, and that's what I'm busy with the guys I coach at the moment.
First of all, I think they should just admit, okay, on this World Cup we failed, and we need to keep it up. So what to do? I think they need to have fans tell them, okay, because if I do a mistake, I won't say, okay, I did a mistake and I will rectify it like this. They need people to tell them, okay, here's how you can rectify your mistakes. Do this and this and that. They need to hear from fans. They just don't have to listen to themselves only. They need fans again to tell them, okay, here is what we think you could do as a national team.
All the players born in the 80s walk away. Coaching staff walk away, complete overall. There's some young guys who can come in with like fresh energy and without any wounds or anything. I mean, there's like a lot of players. Nokia, Reshile, KG is still young. There's like we have talent in South Africa. We don't like that. We never like talent. We never like talent. It's just a mentality thing. We never like talent. Skill is there. It's in abundance. In schools, wherever you go, it's in abundance. So for me, complete overall, if you're born in the 80s, if you're a South African Protea player, and you know yourself, and you're born in the 80s, walk away. Your time has come and it's gone, walk away. So no, I don't want to see any players born in the 80s. It's like the 90s, 2000s. We're moving forward. Also coaching staff, no coaching staff born in the 60s, 70s. So fresh guys like Enoch, Mark, you're welcomed. So yeah, so fresh, complete overall. We need a fresh start.
Gents, I'm still there. I'm still gonna go to all your matches. Come back, regain from I think we've got a 2 or 3 before we head out somewhere in India. I think it's in India. We're going somewhere in September. So let's start back at home, dust it off. Yes, it's bad, but it's not all that bad. People like Peggy are still here. We're still green and gold. Protea fire, let's burn it out and just build back.
We are behind you all the way. I don't think there's any doubt about that, Proteas. We know that you're doing your best, and we look forward to what lies ahead, not only in the next year, next 4 years, but beyond that, because it's about Protea fire.
Despite the loss, I've been there watching every game. It was hurting, but then I still believe that we can do more as a country. I still believe that in the next World Cup 2023, we can still do it.
As a fan to the Proteas, always have my 100% support. Still believe in you guys. It's been tough to watch, but I know it's how we respond to this. So going forward, to the guys that remain in the team and the future guys that are coming through, keep that same passion, that drive, because thinking about it, I've been a fan since '92, and it's the heroes that have sort of kept me in the game. It's being in the backyard. I'm Donald today, tomorrow I'm Makaya. Herschel keeps with the bat. So they have the responsibility. You guys have the responsibility for the future, the younger generation. Keep still that same fight, excitement when you take a wicket, high five each other. Just take that responsibility, grab it with both hands, so that going forward, 4 years time, 8 years time, we can show the world that we can and we will. I will see a South African World Cup win.
I think when it comes to accountability and blame and responsibility, it has to be a collective effort. It was a collective effort putting the World Cup campaign together, and surely there are various individuals who should be looking at the campaign and taking responsibility for that. Does it mean heads roll? Perhaps. Does it mean people look at what they've contributed and what they haven't contributed and decide that perhaps they need to walk away? I think some serious introspection needs to take place, because South African cricket needs better. Every 4 years we paper over the cracks and expect things to change. Every 4 years we expect South Africa to win the World Cup. And every 4 years the cut and paste job has never worked. So my advice to South African cricket is to start taking the fans seriously. They are the lifeblood of the game. The fans ensure that South African cricket remains commercially viable, and they deserve better. Nearly 30 years of waiting for a World Cup, and the wait continues. So I would like to see a sincere journey over the next 4 years where South African cricket rebuilds right from ground zero, because that's where we are. We've hit rock bottom. You can't get lower than this. My message to the Proteas, we're always 100% behind you. Losing is hard. Losing the way you did has been absolutely heartbreaking for the fans to deal with. I wish you all the best as you try to recover from this campaign, and I certainly wish that those of you who are walking away from the game, that you walk on to something even better, and those that are staying, that you recommit to the dream of South African cricket. What a fantastic opportunity to sit here with the 6 of the best fans. It's easy to sit with fans when the team wins, right? But can you sit with the pain of the fans? Can you sit with them when they're dealing with a situation where they've never seen their team fail to launch at a World Cup? I'm Kass Naidoo, and this is the 6 of the best.